What's up, guys? Back with another video. It's been a while since I sat down and talked to you guys. I think it's been like a couple days. I tried to stay as consistent as possible on this YouTube stuff, but this thing is like a full-time job. And every time I'm speaking to you guys, it's pretty much raw and authentic because I have no like notepad, like there's no notepads, there's no chat GPT, bro. All this is just straight knowledge off the top of my head and past experiences that I've been through. First and foremost, actually, we're going to shake a little bit of the haters, matter of fact. So today I actually got a withdrawal of 450,000, as you can see there. Can you see that? Let me move my face out of here. But I just got a withdrawal of 450,000, and you know, just gotta keep them shooken up, cause like I love people on the internet, bro. They always feel like they know everything. They feel like they know everything, right? They know my social security and everything. Anyways, just gotta keep those guys shaken up. So just let that one sit there for them. That's for them, not for y'all guys. ICC Mafia, I love you guys. But for the haters, yeah, just like let that sink in with you right quick. Anyways, but this previous week I lost right around like $4 million in a trade, and I was holding that trade for like 11 days. So the big topic of this video is really going to be like the mental side of this. I don't lose a lot, and this is not like an ego thing, but I don't lose a lot. I'm a swing trader. I trade off the higher time frame, so my losses are very rare because I'm looking for the overall trend in the market, and the market can only go one or the other way, both ways, so up or down, and that's like a 50-50. So your odds of making one of them right is very high, right? Being right. So with all this being said, I took a loss this week after holding for 11 days, and I was explaining this in the Telegram, like, to me, losses really don't affect me like how it would if I was a beginner. Now, mind you, in the beginning, losses also didn't affect me as much, only because you knew the risk you was getting into. Most people, they don't understand, like when you lose and it hurts you, that means that you've put a little bit more risk than you can eat, or you've overall knew that you was in the wrong and you still did it anyways. Those are normally the two common things that people forget when it comes to losses, and then they say they have this emotional attachment, or this like emotional pain because they lost. You are either too married to that trade, too married to that bias, or you just overall risk way more than what you needed to chew down, and it ended up biting you in the butt. And now you're like, damn, like I lost way more. Now I gotta kind of start all over. So those are some common things that people are always like, when they take a loss, that's what always hurts them. So with me, I've used to do that when I was a beginner, but I've stopped doing that because you gotta think about it. There's almost like, what is it, like 220 days out of the year, 220 business days out of the year. You have 220 days out of the year to get into a trade and be profitable. Think of it from this standpoint. Price could either buy or sell. Also consolidate, but buy or sell. When it has volume, it's either gonna buy or sell. That's already a 50% and 50%. So whenever you get into a trade, your chances are 50-50, to be honest, right? Your chances are already 50-50. If you take that 50-50 and you put that inside of like, let's say 220 days, your chances of coming out with 50% of that win rate, or just overall 50% of any type of like win in general, is very high. And I'm saying this, and the numbers might sound confusing, but don't get confused, right? You have 220 days. Price is either gonna buy or sell. Some days consolidate, buy or sell. Just because you lose one day doesn't mess up your odds of the next day being a winner. One of these days you're gonna be a winner, and this is what I want to touch on. you do not have to make it feel like trading is something where it's like one day and that's it. Like because I know some people out here think like if even when they're in a great trade, they feel like this great trade is going to be their only best trade in like entire trading history. So then they start stacking positions. They start trying to scalp buys and sells in their current position. They start over leveraging. They start over trading it. Don't get out. They're holding too long, or they're cutting their losses short. Or they're cutting their wins short because they think that it could reverse. Or they have like, when it comes to winning, it's a lot of psychological things that kind of messes with your brain when you're winning and also when you're losing, right? But I don't want you guys to get in the habit of thinking like a loss is something like, it's like, bro, this is the end of the world. I'm the worst trader. That's never the case. I want you guys to take a loss as a simple fact as like, okay, my positioning was wrong, or it was the wrong timing, because sometimes you guys can be right, but it could be the wrong timing, right? Previously, I personally still think crypto is going to crash. I personally still think that. That's just my personal like perspective on it, but I personally still, I'm done saying personal. Anyways, my positioning was great. The timing of what I wanted was wrong. So if I know the timing is wrong and I know that there's 220 more days or more days in the year to trade, wait for it another time. It's going to be another time. I tell that to myself a lot. If I know I'm wrong, the timing is off. The structure's there, the bear structure's there, but the trade it's not right now. That's not the time yet. Then who am I to go back in the markets and try to force something when it's not the time? There's always a time and a place for everything. And this comes with life too. I tell you guys this a lot in the videos, like life and trading mimic each other, because the life or the trading life you have is going to bleed into your normal life, vice versa. So they're both going to bleed into each other, and you're going to learn some lessons in trading that are going to apply to your life lessons, right? And you can take some life lessons and learn it in trading, right? A greedy man. Because a lot of people said I was greedy, right? I understand. I probably get where you're coming from, but me personally, I don't look at the numbers of it. And I know it might sound crazy because you're like, bro, if I was holding $8 million in a trade, I would have closed. Like I would have just got out. That's you, because you're thinking of it as like $8 million can change my life, right? It can change anybody's life. Don't get me wrong. But think about it from this perspective. Change the way that you think about trading. Think about it from this perspective. Okay, my position, we're currently winning the war by $8 million. Is there any more territory that we can claim? Is there any territory that needs to be taken over in this war? If not, then we will seize the war and we'll just take our win. Think about it in this perspective. Is my position good enough to keep going? Is this war still going? Can it still keep fighting? Can price still keep pushed down or keep pushing up? Think about the position that you're in, not just how much money you are, the position that you are in. Can it continue or can it not continue? If you think it cannot continue, and things that you can say that is slow volume. So when you start to see price stagnant at one level, kind of consolidate, stay at one level, not really move, not really make too many movements, when you see it sitting at support or sitting at resistance, feel free to take your position off. Feel free to close your trade, right? And I know people are going to be like, but you should have did the same thing. Me, I'm a little stubborn. I like to fight the grain. I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. I definitely like to fight the grain, especially when I have a lot of confluences stacked against the odds, right? I like to kind of, fight fire with fire. That's me. But the safest way for you guys is to look at the markets in a positional level. Look at it as like, okay, this is the position I'm choosing. This is a good position. We can scale from this position. And I feel like I say this a lot on this channel. But it's really important to just really like, I understand. We all are in this game to make some money. We're all here to feed our families and help our friends and travel and go on vacations and live the best life. I understand. But I definitely want to tell you, the moment that you take your mind off of how much money you need to make or how much money you want to make or how much money you're going to make, once you literally like, I wish I can just like, I want to help you guys so bad, but I really just need you guys to like remove yourself from the physical piece of paper that's holding you down. Think about life. Look how bad life is because we feel like we have to chase this piece of paper in order to be a successful person. In order to be a successful trader, it doesn't mean that you're making the most money. Stop thinking that. Stop thinking, oh, because I'm making 6 figures, I'm the best trader, or that person's the best trader. I won't even classify myself as the best trader. I'm not. I'm far from the best trader. But I will say I do know what I'm doing on the charts, and I will continue to every day perfect my craft every single day. No matter what, I will always perfect my craft every single day, sharpen my blade every single day so I can be ready for war no matter what. I will always sharpen my blade every single time. So with this being said, take your mind off of the result. Take your mind off of the actual numbers, because that is simply why we're in this rat race, why people are in this rat race now. Because you're thinking too much of like money, dollars. And I know it's hard, but this is how, and oh bro, they're probably gonna cancel me, bro. Think about the world. I really want to dig deep in this channel. This might be a longer video, but I really want to dig deep with you guys. Anybody in ICC Mafia, I always want to preach to you guys something that I've learned along the ways and things that I've learned along the ways that have truly changed my perspective. Things that I've used to think matter that doesn't matter to this day. So, things are propaganda in a sense. The way that the world presents itself to you as a human being will always hit you psychologically to a point where you don't even realize that you're going in a loop. You don't even know that you're going into a circle. Prime example, right? Let's talk. Let's actually talk. Prime example. From being a kid, you are taught, history, art, math, science, language arts, biology, everything, science, just everything, right? You're taught this as a kid, right? And I'm not trying to sound like an Andrew Tate motherfucker, but think about it. They don't teach you things that you're actually gonna need in this life. They're not teaching you the actual skills that you're going to actually use. I'm gonna be honest, you call me dumb all you want or whatever. Like, I only made it up to 10th grade. I made all A's in school, by the way. I've always made all A's in school. School is fairly easy. It's just remembering what the teacher said and remembering something that's in a book, and then you can pass a test. Like, the tests never really challenge you on your critical thinking skills. Tests in school were always like, hey, do you remember this? When we talked about this, did you remember it? School to me is always like a remembrance thing, never a critical thinking thing, which is why it's so hard for me to believe when people are like watching videos like this and they get on the charts. How can you not remember something when your brain has been going through this process pretty much all its life? We've always been in a mindset of like, this is how you do this, remember that. Same way. Now I'm gonna put this into a perspective now. You grew up like this. This is this is that. Remember it. You grow up, you become an adult. This is how you put the patty on the bun. This is how you put the condiments on the bun. Slap the bun together, give the order. This is how you do that. This is how you do this. Remember that. But when you do that, there's no like critical thinking skills to it. When it comes to it, everything you do is this is that, this is that. Don't think of anything else. This is that, this is that. So, all our lives, we've been basically, I wouldn't even say programmed because that's more of like a robotic thing, but we are sort of like robots. Now, the moment you start thinking critically, you start sitting down with your actual thoughts and letting your actual brain process things in. That's why you need to go outside. That's why you need to explore. That's why it's so hard traveling is not hard, but it's hard for people. When you start traveling and you start seeing and exploring different things in environments, your brain starts to open up. So basically what I'm trying to say is let your brain breathe so it can take in more information, so it can take in more new characteristics of life, it's just gonna take in a lot. I don't even know how to explain when I actually sat down and really thought to myself of like, what is life? And we will never ever know the actual answer to it. You know, we're put here to live our lives, help our families, and serve God, of course. But at the same time, who made this figure, this piece of paper in our lives to overall say, hey, this is how we're gonna pay for this, and this is how we're gonna pay for that, right? Who made it that way, right? Then you get programmed. Hey, if you remember, so basically if you remember how to do this and that, and do this for me and do that for me, I'll give you this piece of paper, right? So all we do is do that because that's what's gonna give us the money. But the moment we think critically, the moment we think outside the box, or the moment we think too much of what is given in front of us, things get harder, right? Things get harder. That's why becoming a trader is hard. Becoming an entrepreneur is hard. Becoming an actor is hard. Becoming a musician is hard. Because these things make you think critically. And as a person, as a human, we've been born into this life where people has just, this is this, this is that. So we cannot think critically yet. Now, before I keep ranting on, how can I open my mind? How can you open your heart and open your mind to different things and exploring? How do you make those first steps, right? Anybody can do this. You don't need money. You don't need anything expensive. You just need to get up and do it, right? So one thing that I used to do to kind of open my, way of thinking, my thought process is sit alone, do this, I'm alone, right? And this is gonna sound fairly easy, but you guys, you guys really have to sit alone, sit with your thoughts, no phone, turn this off, turn the TV off, turn the computer off, sit alone. When you sit alone, I need you to be real with yourself. You have to be real with yourself, bro. Your brain has to know it's not living in a delusion. Your brain has to know, like, this is where I'm at, this is my life, this is my situation, this is my struggles, this is my pain, this is my heart, this is my happiness. Your brain needs to process that in, because you can lie to yourself. People lie to themselves, which causes delusion. Delusion is in your brain. When you're so delusional to the point that your brain thinks it is real and think this is the life, you need to be real with yourself first before you can expand at all. Because the moment you become real with yourself is the moment that your brain can actually start thinking of start thinking of solutions to solve the problems that you're having. But if you're in delusion, your brain will never think it's a problem, because your delusion is a perfect life. Your delusion is that you are happy. Your delusion is the fact that you are okay. So when you have these delusions in your brain will never critically think, because you're thinking in your head, I am okay where I'm at, or I am happy, I am okay. But the moment you be real with yourself and saying, I am not okay, this is not okay, this is not what I want, this is not where I want to be. Once your brain starts sitting alone, sitting with itself, and taking all that in, you're basically bullying yourself. You're basically bullying yourself to push itself at the same time. I know it might sound confusing, but when you start doing it and when you start trying it more often, you'll see what I'm talking about. You're basically yelling at yourself, telling yourself like, hey, this is wrong. This isn't what I want. This isn't what I want. Change, change, change. You're gonna think, change, I need to change, I need to change. Now, there will be some people in this world that get emotional to this. It will be emotional, and you have to let the emotions come in, use that to think, okay, I am hurt because this is not where I want to be. I am so hurt. My life sucks, or this sucks, and I don't want to do this anymore. I'm hurt. I'm in pain. My heart is broken. My heart is shattered. I'm unhappy. I'm depressed. I'm in pain. You're going to think that when this happens. When you sit alone with yourself, these are the things that you're going to think. When you actually let yourself get out of delusion and actually take what you have, take the situation you're in and accept it, you're gonna start feeling emotions. You might be happy, you might be sad, you might be depressed, you might be angry, you might be envy, greed, jealousy. All these things are gonna come in. But that is the thing. As human beings, that is what we was here to do, bro. We was here to create and evolve. But without the emotions, without emotions, without your overall characteristics of your human being put to work, you will never be able to create or evolve as a human being, because you're not being real with yourself, so your brain doesn't think anything is wrong. But the moment you let your brain come in, process, hey, this is me, what can I change? You start finding solutions. And as these solutions come in, you start to understand like, okay, I need to do this. This is the better me. This is the better version of me. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. You start doing this, things will change and open up. You will start to critically think for yourself, because this is what's good for you. And you're not living in a delusion. You're living in a life that you're trying to build for yourself. You're trying to build your new life, not someone else's life. You're trying to build your life, because your brain is telling you, hey, I think we would be good if we do this. I think we'll be good if we do that. And sometimes you will fail. You will fail. Maybe that might not work for you. Maybe this might not work for you, right? There's times where you might fail. But that is the good thing about it, because once you fail, you can take your mistakes and learn from them faster, because you're honest with yourself. So you understand like, all right, this was absolutely wrong. I shouldn't do it this way. I should try it this way this time. Or you could find a different path. Maybe that path isn't for you. So now you're real with yourself. So you're like, okay, I understand this path is not for me. Let me try something else that I'm interested in. And you know what you're interested in because you're real with yourself. You see how opening your mind and thinking critically for yourself will open a lot of opportunities for yourself in general, because you're not so closed off and you're not living in delusion. So that way you can just think. You can think freely. You think now anything is possible in this world. You now think anything is possible. So once you do think this, you feel like you can conquer the world, but don't let that ego hit you too hard, because there's things that take a lot of talent. This is where I'm going with this one. As you are becoming this new person that you want to be, you have to remember skills will always beat someone that was born with the talent. Because one thing is, you don't even know if you had a special talent in something in this world that you just never experienced. You could be a professional skateboarder and you just never picked up a skateboard in your life, so you probably wouldn't even know that, right? There's some people out here that are gifted and talented in something, and they don't even know it, bro. They don't even know it because they're looking in the wrong direction. They're looking in the wrong direction. This is why we have standards. And what do I mean by this? There's some people in this world that are gifted and talented in something, but they'll never pick it up, right? But then the people that pick up something and just become skillful in it, they become fairly good. So that is the standard. That person built this skill, so this person should look like this person should act like this person should be this way. As a day trader, this person is supposed to do this as a day trader. This person is supposed to do that as a day trader. This person is supposed to look like this as a day trader, right? Because that person learned a skill and now that is the standard. Nothing is impossible. So once again, like I said earlier, you can do anything, but when you have the skill for doing something, it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you do or where you live. It doesn't matter what race you are. You can do it if you actually learn the skill. You can beat talent anytime. Somebody that will never even know if they was good at trading because they never touched it before. You can beat them every single time. Or if you can beat somebody that was very skillful in trading, you can do whatever you want, but you have to focus on that craft, focus on that skill, build the skill, sharpen the blade, get ready for war, right? Now, to the talent person, there's people out here that are very, very talented at things. We forget that the life that we live in, there are outliers. There are some people that already think this way based off their childhood. They're probably already thinking the way that I'm teaching you guys based like in their childhood, and you're just born with this, or like you just got this at a young age and you kind of understood what you needed to get into, right? And that's not for everybody. If you don't have it now, then you never had it, right? So you have to build it. So if you don't think this way already, then you have to build it, right? So once again, like I said earlier, open your mind to things. Start being real with yourself. Get out of your delusion. Accept what your life is and move towards your goal. Accept what your life is, move towards that goal. Stop being delusional, stop being depressed, stop being sad about it. Fucking suck it up. Suck it up, bro. There's people out here that they're not even gonna wake up the next morning. As you're watching this video, somebody already died again. Somebody already got killed again. Somebody already passed away. Somebody already overdosed already. As you're watching this video, and you're still watching the video, and you're still fucking upset. You're still sad. You're still depressed. It doesn't make any sense. You're still watching this video, and you're upset because your life is the way it is. But it could be 10 times worse. You have Wi-Fi. You have a cellular device. You have access to the internet, obviously. So with this being said, you have to be, one, grateful. I got it. I'm grateful. Now, I'm grateful that I'm here on this earth. I'm grateful I'm alive. I'm grateful that God has me here still. And this is an evil world. This is a fucking evil world, bro. There's evil people in this world. I wish we could make the whole world good, but then there would be no good or evil, right? Fucking hot, gang. 27% left on this battery, bro. I'm gonna keep preaching to you guys. I have like 3 more cameras back there, bro. Alright, so you have to be real with yourself. You have to understand that the life that you're in it could be your fault. It couldn't be your fault. Maybe you was born into it. Maybe you did something, made a bad decision, and you got yourself in a deeper hole. I understand. You have to take that situation in for what it is. Okay, somebody texted me today. They was like, they're trying to feed their kids, feeding 6 kids or something like that, feeding 6 people in their family, trying to go to work, barely sleeping, barely eating. Life is beating them down. And that's already another topic that I might get into about the whole government thing. They're squeezing you, but let me talk about this first. He should understand that his circumstances is there. He has all this stuff to worry about, right? But if he's waking up every single day, living another day, then it is not killing him. Maybe he might be stressed out, maybe he might be depressed, but those are things that you can overcome. Those are things that you can change. Because think about it like this. if he's going through all this, and then let's say one day he becomes like a CEO or something, or a profitable trader. Everything works out. He's able to pay bills. He's able to help his family. Will he be depressed? Will he still be sad? Now, this goes back to what I was saying earlier. The world, the reason why you say you're depressed, the reason why you say you're not happy, is because the world took this piece of paper. They took this digital thing. Now digital. It's becoming more digital than ever. They're taking these numbers behind a screen and saying, hey, if you don't have this, your life sucks. If you don't have this piece of paper, your life sucks. Now, take that theory, take that mindset, and just erase it. Like, literally get it out of your mind. So think about it like this. Am I happy with my life if there was no such thing as money? Is my life okay if I didn't have to worry about money? Is my life okay right now if I didn't have to worry about money? Some people will say yes, some people will say no, because circumstances of like living in poverty or living in the hood or living in, bad places or whatever, those things will, make you say no to this answer. But are you still breathing? Are you still alive? That's what you have to think about. Am I still alive? Am I still good? I'm in good health, and health is on you, by the way. The health is on you. That's something you can change. Sometimes you might be born with certain different things, but 9 times out of 10, you can still live a healthy life, right? You can still, go to the gym or work out, do some runs or whatever the case might be. Health is on you. So with all this being said, you are in control of what you can do with your life. You're in control of everything. So do not let somebody else tell you, because you don't have this or because you don't have that you are not living a happy life. Don't let nobody tell you that you need this to be happy. Now, when I say this too as well, this doesn't mean stop chasing. This doesn't mean stop trying to get this piece of paper or this digital currency, because this is how the world revolves around, sad enough. But if you actually take your mind away from thinking that this is what the world revolves around, even though it does, take your mind away from it and think like, okay, what can I do that can provide me with this? What skill can I learn that can provide me with this? So then I would no longer worry if I only get better at the skill. So now your brain is completely taken away from the money aspect. You're now chasing the skill. How do I get better at doing this so this will come? This is where you become obsessed. This is where you become hungry. This is where you want to be a perfectionist. Focus on that skill. Skill. Precision. Sharpen that blade so you can get ready for war. Sharpen the blade. Now, way back to the beginning, losses. You will sometimes lose a war. You will lose a battle. Let's say it this way. You will lose a battle, but that does not mean that you lost the entire war. That doesn't mean you lost the war. Stop feeling like just because you take a loss in life, in trading, in business, that is the end of the world. That is only one battle. That is only one battle that you have to face. Every day you wake up in this life, on this earth, I'm pretty sure the percentage, if I'm not mistaken, let's actually ask ChatGPT. Let's see here. You'll survive if you go outside What's the percentage that you'll survive on Earth if you go outside every day on a day-to-day basis, right? I'm pretty sure there was like a statistic about this, like every time you step foot out your door is another chance in life that you're taking a risk. Let me see what the percentage was. Survival odds per day. That's what it is. Every time you step foot out your door, every time you step foot out your bed, sorry, I had something in my eye. Every time you step foot out your door, every time you step foot out your bed, is a chance that your last day might be that day. Right? You never know what God is going to do to your life, which is why you have to be grateful for what you have, but you're also willing to elevate and create and become a better person every single day. All right, so, oh, that's actually crazy. Maybe I was wrong. It's 99.9. Okay, maybe I was wrong. But I'm pretty sure I did see somewhere where it was like every time you do step foot out your door, your survival rate of living that day, it starts to cut down every single day. And I like to think of life this way because then I don't want to waste any time. I want to make as much value as possible to the world. I want to share as much knowledge to the world as possible. I want to keep pushing myself to be a better person every single day, no matter how hard life can be, no matter how evil people can be towards you. I just always wanted to focus on like, how can I be a better person every single day? Because when I sat down with myself, when I sat down with my brain, it was more of like, dang, bro, you've really been through some stuff in life. You've really been through a lot. But who am I to use that? Excuse me. Who am I to turn around and be like, dang, because the world did me bad, I should do the world bad? Who am I? What type of person would I be to do something or see something done in the world, and because it's done in the world, I feel like I should do the same too as well, in a better way, right? With good things, if you see somebody do good, everybody should want to do the same thing, should do good. Just because you went through abuse or went through being homeless or went through, verbal abuse, bullying, social media bullying, or you've been through suicidal attempts, or you've been through domestic abuse, or you've been through the hood where gunshots are ringing every single day, or like, why would you want that on someone else? If you already experienced the pain, why would you want somebody else to go through that pain too as well? And like I said, my camera is on 4%, but hey man, I'm finna pull out another camera, bro, because I really do wish the best for everybody that watches my videos. And I just really want to see you guys win, bro. Like, I say this from the bottom of my heart, bro. Like, I don't want anything from you guys. I'm living a comfortable life. I'm living a great life. I live well below my means to make sure that I'm able to provide for my family, go out and help other people, travel around the world. And I can buy anything that I want, and I can buy this car, and I can buy this house. I can do that. But what purpose will that serve if I'm not giving value to the earth, if I'm not giving value to the world, if I'm not giving value to God's people? Who would I be? But man, all in all, bro, this comes back to the losses, bro. Don't beat yourself up about this, bro. Some people beat themselves up a lot, but this is nothing to beat yourself out. Like, why would you do that to yourself, bro? You're gonna live another day. You're gonna see another trade. You're gonna see another day. Be grateful for the day that you have. Okay, you took a loss this day. Okay, I took a loss this day, but I'm still living. I'm still breathing. I'm gonna live another day. I'm gonna see another day so I can trade. I'm gonna see another day in my business so I can make it better the next day. Try again the next day. If that day don't work out, I can try again the next day. Like, just be happy that you're here, bro. I'm gonna switch to the other camera. We're gonna talk about some charts, man. See where we at on the charts, bro. I just wish you guys would feel me, man. I just wish you guys feel me, bro. There's a lot of things in this world that you really just gotta like, you gotta look at it twice, bro, because shit don't be adding up, bro. Things don't be adding up, and you really just gotta look at it like, dang, like, wait a minute, bro, like, I just wish you guys like understood, bro. I don't even think I'm like a philosopher or anything, but I definitely will say like, I've definitely detached myself from the earth. I would definitely say I just like I wouldn't even say stepped out my body, but I definitely stepped out of like the earthly body that I have and the earthly world that we're in. And I'm now more thinking from a standpoint of just like, I feel like every day I wake up, I feel like I'm like an angel or like a guidance or like a guardian or something. I wish you guys would understand how I feel. Like, I can see the world in like a different way. I don't know, bro. I don't know how to explain it, bro. I don't know how to explain it. And I want you guys to experience this feeling too, because like once you actually take a step away from the actual earth and see everything and like align, like, you would definitely think differently. You would definitely think the way that I do. Or not even the way that I do. You would definitely look at the world differently. I hope ICC Mafia like is willing to grow together with me so we can all be on the same frequency and same wave and same mindset so we can change the world, bro. Cause bro, my camera died, bro. It's definitely like life is definitely way more than anything that we think of, and sometimes you just need someone to kind of test your thinking a little bit. And I want to be that person to challenge you to open your mind and overall continue to elevate as a human being, because once you start to open your mind, you can easily see through things and make everything super simple. Like, I think that I make my own life pretty simple, and I'm not saying I live the best life, or I'm not saying I'm just all knowing, but I definitely will say that it's easier to process anything in life once you actually take everything in perspective of like, okay, life is not as hard as people make it, but let me try to make this simple for myself, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, so we're going to break down some charts for you guys, or I'm going to break down some charts for you guys, because I do want to talk about overall Bitcoin, overall Solana, my gold trade today. So currently I'm in a gold trade too as well. I don't know if I told you guys earlier, but I'm in a gold trade now, floating. Oh, I'm still holding, so I'm floating right around. I don't know if it's going to pick that up, but floating right around like $1.1 million. And all in all, like, I would definitely say that once you start thinking of everything from a simple standpoint of things, like, trading becomes easy to it in itself. But let's break down some charts for you guys. Let's, just finish out this vlog. I'm kind of like I'm in a state of awe, like I'm in a state of like, dang, bro, the world is like, just sit with me, hear me out, gang. If you're still watching this video, that means you're a true ICC Mafia, like you're a real fan, bro. If you're watching this still, bro, maybe we should put all the deep talking and the deep thoughts in the end of the videos, kind of weed out the other guys. But if you're still watching, yeah, bro, life is like look at this, bro. This is what I'm thinking about right now. Look at all those people down there, bro. Everybody's living a different day-to-day life, bro. No, some people stressing, some people going through life, some people happy, some people depressed. Look at that, bro. All those people, and this is nothing right here. This is a few 200, 300, 400 people down there, right? Look at way back there. Look at over there. Millions of people. Look at over here. And this is not me trying to flex my view either. But like, look at all those potential people in those skyscrapers and buildings and offices and all types of things. Look at this. So when you actually think about it, bro, like, there's a lot of pain in this world. There's a lot of happiness in this world. There's a lot of depression in this world. Us as ICC Mafia, bro, like, and I always say mafia because mafia is like a family, bro. Even with like the actual mafias and cartels and gang members, they act more of a family than human beings where we all share the same characteristics and same features. We treat each other like we're fucking aliens to each other. So if you're with ICC Mafia, you're just I'm basically, when I say that, I'm basically saying you're family, bro. We're all family. We're all traitors or even looking to become traders, and we're all family because there's not a lot of people in this world that want to come together and put things together and help each other out. So that is why, we call this ICC Mafia. It's not just to be cool. It's because like we are family. We're together at the end of the day, and we're going to stick by what's right at the end of the day, bro. Mafias, cartels, they all have codes of conduct, right? Our code for ourselves is like we're here to spread the positivity and something that has so much negativity in it. Trading has such a negative outlook on it, but we're here to make this a positive environment. So yeah, man, like if you made it this far, you're truly fam. Comment family or something. Yeah, comment family, bro. ICC family. ICC Mafia, bro. But yeah, man, let's break down these charts, bro. This is crazy. I'm low-key kind of sad, bro. Well, I wouldn't say I'm sad, but I'm definitely like, dang, bro. I really just want to change the world. Some way, somehow, bro. I'm telling you, some way, bro. Some way, somehow, we are going to change the world brick by brick, country by country, state by state. It's going to happen, bro. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen. It's destined to happen, bro. Destined, bro. All right, so a lot of people are asking me about the gold trade that I took today. So my entries came from right around this level here. I'll post it on the screen right now, but my entries came from the break of this level. First, we had an indication under this level that price can be bearish. Once again, the indication does not have to be big. It doesn't have to be, it could be small. Any type of indication showing that some type of reaction is going to be had from under this level. So from under this level, we had a reaction from here to here. So that is my indication. Price is showing me that once it breaks this level of buyers, so break this level of buyers, from here, it will end up going down to 3,971. So price ended up fluctuating a little bit between here, coming back to this level, and then I ended up selling once again under this level. Why did I sell here? Honestly, I would say that just because I seen price come back under this level again or fail to break above this level, I knew that sellers were trying to push the market as much as possible under this level. So I felt super confident with taking a trade under this level. My trade came from right around this level here, and then I had my stop loss above this level here. And the reason I put my stop loss level there is because if price was to break above this high or just break above this high in general, then it probably would have built back up and tried to correct or try to go for a buy later on. So then, as you can see, London session volume actually carried the rest of this trade out and ended up causing price to have a new low. I am still currently holding this trade because price made this new low. My positioning is up here. Once again, this is where I'm talking about positioning. My position's here. We already made a new low. We can see that price is correct. But the reason why I'm so, intrigued in holding this trade for a bit longer is due to the fact that this level here, or even using the body closes, this level was a support level. So all in all, this ended up becoming a level where buyers and sellers were in control. So really not too much to have right there, you know what I'm saying? So not too much to really go off of because we have buyers here, sellers here. So even taking this trade here, me counting on price to end up having that volume and pushing was very risky. But in my head, I'm thinking, hey, price is under this level. It's already broken out of a level where buyers were in control above here. I feel more confident in taking sales every time price is under here. That's the thing with me. I try not to think too technical or think too much about the trade. If price is under or above a level where it showed previous reactions, so if we already seen that price is sold from under this level, if it does it again, I'm most likely going to look to take that trade because I'm going to just look for that reaction to happen again because the chances and the probability of it happening again are very high because there's no more buyers. So these buyers that were here to push price up, this buyer here that was here to push this and make this wick, those guys got wiped out. So now I know all buyers are wiped out. This level here is my next level of buyers. So if price is here selling, the next level is going to go to is this next level of buyers. So if I'm selling from price from here, so price sold from here to here. Again, if I'm selling, I'm looking for price to go from here to here. Once again, looking for the same thing. So with this, we have a new low. New low in the market indicates that under this level, price is looking to sell down to this level, right? So we have price from this level all the way down to this level. So now price is sitting at that level after a correction. Normally, I know that corrections give a little pullback. Once they give a little pullback, they end up falling back down and creating a new low. Let me make sure that, yeah, this should be good. Okay. So normally when price makes this new low, price has this correction. Correction can normally come back above that level, but back under this level, I know price will be bearish again. So I'm looking for price to go bearish again, and then later on creating a new lower low. And now I have this target, which is coming from this 4-hour time frame. I'm having this target here due to the fact that this is a level that I seen buyers have price come and push up from this level. This level here too as well, push up from this level, but that level has already gotten taken out. So as you can see here, let me turn this back black. That level has already gotten taken out. Price has already made a new indication above below that level, and now we have a correction. So next, we'll be looking for a continuation back down, which will then cause us a new lower low. So with that being said, that is why I sold gold today. BTC, I still think BTC is bearish. If we look at this daily time frame, this is a level. So 107 is a strong level of buyers. As we can see here, buyers pushed up the market here, buyers pushed up the market here, and buyers pushed up the market here as well, along with this. So there's a strong level of buyers at 107. But the structure is still not making sense to me because we hit all-time highs, sold off to 107, pushed back up to 115, and rejected 115 to make a new low, to make a new break at 103 for Bitcoin. So now we push back up to this 115 level, rejection again. After a couple of days of consolidating and sitting in one spot, price ended up pushing up. I ended up getting stopped out because I wasn't using this lower high as my stop loss. I used whatever this was at first. Um, so I do think BTC has potential to go down. Definitely looking at every other pair or every other crypto as well and just seeing like, okay, the structure looks bearish. Like this looks bearish. This doesn't look like price is wanting to go up. Look at the difference between this when price is going up compared to what's going now. We have lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high being created. This level here was a bunch of consolidation after running out of steam. Even when we go look at this, it just looks like price ran out of all steam that it had when it sold off. Look at this. It ran out of all steam. So right now, I think price is trying to get itself together, collect itself together, but I will be selling crypto once again because I definitely do believe that crypto is going to take that dive. And I'm just overall looking at the analysis or technical analysis of it, and I'm seeing what I'm seeing on the charts, and I'm trusting in that higher time frame to play a role later on, and we'll see how that goes. But pretty much it for the trades that I have open. Yeah, and I continue to look at these, and I didn't think I was going to trade gold, but it kind of presented that opportunity, so I was willing to take it for just looking at the reactions of it. Wasn't ICC, but we definitely had the indications that price under this level was going to give us some selling pressure, so I took advantage of that.